Welcome, Aries. This is your weekly focus for the week of May the 20th. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your support. We're going to dive right into the cards. And our underlying energy for this week, Aries, is the Temperance card. Having more by having less. But I get this more of a sense of balance, an inner balance, and knowing that you've got this. So, I would watch time over anything else this week. So, a journal would help. A journal, a planner, some kind of calendar, a to-do list even. Okay, because we don't want to let things get out of control. We want that inner balance. We want to put our priority on the things that we really feel need to be a priority in our life. And we can't do that if we allow a whole bunch of little things to come in. But I think a whole bunch of little things are coming towards you this week. And you're going to have to prepare yourself to say no to some things, to put some things on the back burner, and to move some things up in your priority list. We have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is about achieving a greater success for yourself, understanding your pure potential, rolling up our sleeves, getting to work, knowing that we need to give it our best effort. Okay, so if you look at this card, what's happening here is you are looking at the pentacles that you've made, and as you go up, you start to see them getting better and better and better. And so you know that you have the potential. So if you look in your past, you can see moments where you just shone. Okay, so that's what you want to bring forward with you, knowing that you have the potential to create, to invent, to give birth to whatever you want to going forward. So you're raising the bar on yourself absolutely in what you do, perfecting, mastering. We have the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles, it's kind of a pull down kind of energy. It's an energy where we feel that whatever we do, we're just not making that stride big enough that we can make it lasting. That we keep slipping back in some way, perhaps, or our priorities get mixed up. Once again, I'm getting this time thing with you where you want to accomplish certain things, but what happens is other things always kind of grab you and take you off into other areas, and you're not able to really look at, focus on, give energy to what you truly want to bring into your world. Now, know with this card that we sit on the threshold of the door of abundance. The door is directly behind us. But if we sit there and we wallow about what didn't work or the lack of time or energy, resources, vitality, we will not see that door. We need to stand up. We need to invigorate ourselves. Maybe you're more trapped in your mind this week and you need to balance it out with some kind of exercise routine or something like that. We have the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands is my no man's land kind of energy, okay? We've been riding our path. We've got the stallion we've been riding on, and we dismount. We dismount in the here and now, and we look back, and we see of what we have accomplished, what has gotten us to the here and now. We give thanks for those things that have motivated us to move to this point in time. We give thanks for what surrounds us at the present time. And before we get back up on the stallion, we give our intentions of what we want to create, what we want to give birth to, of what we want to step into going forward. We ask for that straight path. We ask for clarity, understanding, knowledge to come in, to lead us forward, not only in the path forward, but a straight path forward. We have the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is about understanding that there are different things that are coming into play. What do we want to take forward with us? What don't we have time for right now? Okay, we stand here on the brink of our tomorrow and we hold that first wand and we look out into the abyss of our tomorrow and we wonder how everything can come together. Will I have the time? Will I have the energy? Will I have the resources to do this? What is needed? What is not needed? What doesn't have value? What moves you forward? Eventually we'll move over to the second wand. We may be looking at the same kind of circumstances, although changing it up a little bit. We could be looking at something completely different. And then when we get to the third wand, we will make some decisions. So maybe the decisions aren't in stone at the beginning of this week, but I think we go through a whole period of deciding exactly where we want to step. Redefining our priority list. We have the Queen of Cups. It doesn't matter how big you dream the dream. It doesn't matter what your circumstances are at the present moment. The thing that matters most is your attitude about who you are and what you are deserving of. This is about, raising your self-love. This is about raising your belief in yourself, knowing that you can excel to the highest levels, knowing that you can master something. So it's about knowing that you've got this, knowing your talents, knowing your abilities, knowing that you are worthy and deserving. That it wasn't meant for somebody else, that you can make it through those obstacles, those limitations, if you desire. You will be shown a way, but you have to believe it. We sit here and we hold the cup and we think, what do we want to put in that cup? So once again, we're back to the list of priorities. What am I putting in that cup? What am I going to grow going forward? What am I going to step into? What am I going to embrace? What is going to overflow from that cup? It becomes so magical, so out of this world, and yet it becomes my reality. What is it? And when you start thinking and you start dreaming of the possibilities of where you want to go, of what you want to do, let's say you want to write a book, okay? It's an easy one. You want to write a book and you want to publish it. And you want to be on the bestsellers list. And you want it transcribed into 15 different languages. And you want... When am I losing you here? And you want to have an auditorium full of people because now you've released 18 different books and they love you and they love to listen to you talk and tell your stories and the way you come up with things and the way you deliver things to others. And where are you losing yourself here in writing of this book? And you say, well, Telly, I don't have the time. Well, then give yourself 15 minutes a day to sit there with that blank page and hopefully write one page a day. And if you do the page, you can leave, but you probably will go on. It's about the consistency of the commitment. And when you don't feel like writing, that's the time that's most important to put that pen in your hand. Because that's when you could really lose yourself within the pages that you're going to write. Now, if you only write one page a day, at the end of the year, you would have 365 pages. So it's doable. We just have to break it down into steps that are doable. You send it off to an editor and maybe nothing happens, and maybe you've done 100 times you've mailed it out and nothing happens, but then you're at a dinner party and somebody says, well, I work for a publishing company, and you talk about your book, and they go, we'd love to read it, and then they read it, and they go, yes, we'll definitely sign you on, and they give you an allowance, and they start moving you forward, and then they sign you to a contract, so you're writing another 3 books within 2 years, and things are off to the races. And 10 years down the road, there you are standing on that stage. All your books are out for sale in the hallways. People are scattering to get your bestsellers. People are all wanting you to sign them. And you have to dream it. You have to keep dreaming it and dreaming it and dreaming it. And when you feel that you can't do that, understand why that is. Look within. Understand why you feel that you can't take that next step into abundance, into prosperity, in a way that you truly could master. We have the Two of Swords. There are decisions to be made this week. Absolutely. Actually, we came into this week probably with some decisions to be made. Know that those decisions have to be made with you and you alone. You are blindfolded, so you will not get the information in your external world. You need to look within. It could be a very emotional thing that you are deciding on. Absolutely. Because the waters are topsy-turvy there. And we have a full moon, so maybe it's around the full moon when you sit there and you really give your intentions up to the full moon and say, help me make a decision on moving forward here. And then sit quietly and wait for the answer. We have the Eight of Wands, so yeah, the horizon is opening up. The horizon is opening up to each and every one of you in some wonderful, beautiful, mystical way. So maybe you are teaching, maybe you are learning, maybe you are going on little day trips, maybe you're taking long vacations, maybe you are getting together with other people and you're sharing knowledge or you're brainstorming. You're expanding your social circle, perhaps. You're out there and you're networking yourself, or maybe there's some kind of community involvement that you're going to step into. Maybe you're going to start writing a blog or doing a podcast. I get these very busy days coming up for you, but a very expansive path opens up to you at the exact same time. So it really, I think, is going to be a little bit of a juggling act for you. If we look when it comes to work and career, we have the Page of Swords. A little bit of spontaneity is needed here. Maybe it's just spontaneity into trying something new or investigating something or learning something or trying something completely different or trying your own money stream and creating that. This is also a highly spiritual card. So God, your angels, your guides, the universe is listening to you, wanting to know what you want to do going forward. Where are you curious? Where do you want to grow your knowledge, grow your wisdom? We have the Ten of Swords when it comes to love and relationships. I think you've learned a lot, maybe in the current relationship, maybe past relationships. Maybe it was your parents' relationship where you learned. Maybe it was watching just other friends and their relationships. But you've walked a long road here when it comes to love, when it comes to relationships, to grow that sense of being deserving of love, being deserving of beauty in your life, harmony in your life, somebody supportive in your life, compassionate. They have an empathy for you, or maybe you are growing your empathy, your compassion for another. And maybe it's taken you a while to get to this point where you finally feel secure in what you feel love is all about and how you will accept it and how you will give it out, how you will receive and give. And we have the Empress. So yes, it is about creating. It is about giving birth to. It is about inventing. Maybe it's planting the seeds for a new path forward. I think that could be something, at least we're thinking about that new path forward. Maybe we don't have the seeds in our hands, but we don't know. We just can't plant a tomato seed. Are they cherry tomatoes, yellow tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, beefsteak tomatoes? What kind of tomato are you growing? So I think that there's a lot of investigation or a lot of learning or a lot of, maybe even it's travel. Maybe you have to travel in order to learn what you are curious about and growing those layers of knowledge so that you can emerge as the master. Once again, emerge as the master. So this week we need to stay open-minded. We need to organize our time. That's a definite. Invest in some kind of learning, growing experience in order to know the actual seed that you want to plant in order to go forward. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.